The distributed nature of a servlet naturally has the potential to make it difficult to understand exactly what the servlet is doing. It may be fielding a variety of different requests from clients around the world, and it might respond to each one in a different way. As a result, it's easy for certain pieces of code to become black boxes, programs that no one really understands but are vital to keep functioning. To avoid this danger, it's important to ensure that your servlet has systems in place to report what it is doing and how it is doing it. In this video, we're going to discuss the process of tracking and logging service requests. One of the most obvious ways to track service requests is to report the number of service methods that are running. That way you can have some idea of the server load. Within the servlet class, we first need to add in a global integer to hold the value of the number of servlets running. So I'll add the line at the top, private int count equals 0. Next, let's add in methods to increment, decrement, and report the value of the service counter. These are all very simple methods that could be folded into a single, more complicated one, but it's nice to separate out basic functions like this for ease of use later. To increment, we add the method protected, synchronized, void, increment. And then this method will just have the line count plus plus. We're going to increase the value of count by 1. Decrement is going to be exactly the same, protected, synchronized, void decrement. But this time we'll do count minus minus. Finally, the get method is in standard form for any sort of get method. So we have protected, synchronized, int, get count, and then return the count. Now we simply modify the actual service method, which is doGet in this example, and add the line increment to the beginning of it, and then decrement at the end. For an ordinary program, this wouldn't mean much, but considering that a servlet might have multiple copies of this method running concurrently, the value of count will give you the number of instances that are in the process of running. You can use the value of count however you'd like, from printing it to a text file, to having it appear on screen as the servlet runs, to having it appear in some form of graphical user interface. Obviously, there is much more information that services could report, but the basic principles remain the same. The easiest way to get information about a service is to have that service itself modify variables or external files, which can then be read by you to determine what is going on. This is very similar to adding print statements to a program for debugging purposes. The main difference is that these logs are written to semi-permanent files, making it easier to reference them later.